Let's start off by saying happy birthday. Yes. How old are you turning today? Yay, happy birthday. It's been a few years since we've seen all of you guys together again, and a lot has happened. Your mom's passing. Johnny's no longer a baby that we used to see. You have 3 kids now.
There's 5 brothers and sisters, but the only difference is we don't have a mom and a dad to keep us all together.
So we're seeing you guys continue your mom's legacy. What is your guys' roles, responsibilities in doing that?
I think it's actually pretty cool because we all have a little piece of what she left. For me, they just named me the president of the Jenny Rivera Love Foundation. And although I didn't feel worthy of that title, because I don't feel like I know exactly what I'm doing, but I do have the passion. I went, face to face when my mom used to go pray for people in the hospital or give a donation here.
And you're Rivera, you could handle it, right?
Exactly. I think I can do it. I'm excited to grow. I feel like I'm growing in that area, but I'm very excited that I was trusted with that. And they're all going to help us. We all have that passion to leave that legacy.
What about you, Johnny? How do you continue your mom's legacy? We once saw you as a little kid, the baby, and now you're grown up. And I know that you're more involved now, right, with producing your mom's album?
Yeah, I'm involved in as every little bit as I can. I try to be involved with the Love Foundation, her fashion, her music, anything I can. I just, like you said, I just finished co-producing my mom's next album, En Vivo desde Monterrey Part 3. And it's a really great album. And, it's as I'm sure many people know, it's audio from literally hours just before the accident happened. So I think it's a really important thing for any Jenny Rivera fan to have. And I think in the music industry too, because this concert, it was one of her best. And yeah,
everybody will be excited to see it. There's something that your mom would always say, and it's life goes on, right? Yes. How do you guys embrace that? How are you guys continuing with life now that she's no longer here with you guys?
Well, at least for me, I have my brothers and sisters to help me to stay strong, and, I want to stay strong for them. So, life does go on. Like, you wake up the next day and you still have to go to work. You have to do this and that and, put a face on, have your head up high and, just keep on going. And, if anything, I just keep my mom in mind and, do it for my mom. We do it for her. We do everything that we can possible to make her proud.
Chiquis, during the episodes, as I was watching, you and your mom, it's no secret, you and your mom had a fallout. Mm-hmm. And you constantly say during the show, sorry, I wish she was here with me. I hope that my mom is proud of me as you're doing your launch parties and all that kind of stuff. Is this a way for you to kind of seal what wasn't sealed when she passed away?
When reality, I think I just, as her daughter, as her, her partner, her right hand, I just want to make sure that I make her proud. It doesn't matter what I do, even when I make a mistake, I'm just kind of like, I think of her because she was very open about it. She wasn't perfect. She would make mistakes. And I'm like, well, if I made a mistake now, tengo que dar la cara. I have to say, you know what? Accept it and say, okay, I'm going to move on and grow from this, even with that. But it's obviously, it's been difficult, but she's my strength. And yes, we did have a fallout, and I'm very open about that. And I think that even with going back to that whole life goes on, it's a hashtag she kept using 2 months prior to her passing. And I think it was kind of subconsciously, she was not only with me, with the world, showing us that no matter what, we have to keep on going. And I think that that's what helps me too. That says, yes, I had an issue with my mom, but at the end of the day, como dicen, el que nada debe nada teme. And I'm the type of person like her that I have to keep on going with my head held high and represent her in that way. And well, yeah, there are times when I'm just like, damn, this is hard. You know what I mean?
But you're doing it.
I'm doing it. I have to press forward. That's life goes on.
Right. And life goes on. And as we're talking about that and strength, you guys got rid of your Encino home, right? So take me back to the day. How emotional was it, Mikey? How was it going through that whole process of no longer having your home that you were with your mom?
as much as I can't stand cliches, but I mean, the home is where the heart is. And we all had different places about it. Jackie, it was like maybe a little easier because she'd already had her home and she was building her home. And then Cheeky's, you know, when everything had happened, they didn't have a chance to reconcile, even though we knew it was going that way. So for her, it was really comforting to be able to come back to the home and, you know, really be with all of us. And then, you know, I was from the day we were, you know, from the day it happened, it was like, not necessarily that day, but really almost immediately, I was like, you know, eventually we're going to have to go, so we better do it quicker. And then Johnny, he grew up in that house, so it was really until everyone had their time for us to go. And it was tough that day, you know, like packing up things. There's like you know, and we have to go through her stuff, but you know, we let family, instead of, you know, obviously we're not just gonna throw it away. So I think we all took a piece from her.
What is that? What piece did you guys take each?
I myself just took. She used to love her jumpsuits, so I found an Adidas sweater, just like really plain, just red, and it's like it just reminds me of her. So I got to take that, and then like everyone else got a little different piece. The family members came in, you know, we even set apart things. It's like, oh, this reminds me of my cousin Divine, or this, like blah blah blah, like. So that kind of helped it, as hard as it was, regardless for all of us. But it was also very necessary, you know. And people, it's kind of frustrating when people, they give their opinion on what they think that my mom would have done, and it's like, actually we kind of know her very well.
Right.
And
right.
So I mean, it's that, but that stuff like that is outside. It was, you know, as long as we have each other, I think we can get through anything like that.
I know I messed up, and I know I didn't stand up for you.
It's fine, sister.
I wouldn't let anyone hurt you.
In the episodes, you see a lot of like you guys coming together, clearing things up, like between Cheeky's and Jackie. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, that was a very difficult moment. I mean, 2013 was kind of like everywhere. Obviously, when everything happened in 2012, I didn't understand it then, where it was just, I felt like everyone had kind of turned their back on me, not understanding where they're coming from and understanding their position. And we finally got to talk about it and clear the air. And they apologized. My sister apologized to me, and she said she was sorry. And of course, she's my sister, and I love her. I mean, this is the gift my mom left me, or my brothers and sisters, and I never want that to happen again. So in order for that not to happen, there has to be communication.
Right.
So we're good. We're really good.
Yeah, and I know everybody's going to be excited to watch the show. And I know that if your mommy was here, as you guys say, she is here. And I know she must be very proud of everything you guys are accomplishing and keeping this unity together and not allowing anybody to separate it, right? So congratulations.
Thank you so much. Hello, everybody at Scenery. Thank you guys for this chance. We invite you all to watch The Riveras on NBC Universo October 16th at 10 p.m., 9 Central. See you there. Bye.